Hey everybody, welcome back to the Sonic Chronicle. My name is Owen, and welcome back to a new Release Radar review. Today is a bumper day for new Irish music, particularly for friends of the show, people who I have spoken to and been in contact with as a result of this show. You can see here straight away in this list that we've got top of the table, my old pal Zach, Big Yellow Jacket, with the new track Listen. I have heard this already. It's so good, and I can't wait to share it with you. Row is on here. We've got Snow Patrol. We've got a bunch of other really, really good stuff on here that we're going to have a listen to. However, there is one glaring omission from this Release Radar review, and that is the wonderful Knoeline Keane. Knoeline has not been listed on here, but we're going to give her a listen as part of this Release Radar, because I think that she deserves the attention. Before we do crack on though, please do hit the like button to let me know that you like what I'm doing. Subscribe to the channel to see more of this kind of stuff in your subscriber feed in the future. And of course, leave me some comments in the comment section if you have any kind of opinions about anything that we go through as part of this show, or any show that I carry out. I always like to see your comments in the comment section. And without further ado, we're going to kick on. We're going to listen to Big Yellow Jacket, Listen. This is actually a re-release, kind of. Zach released Listen as a folk track years and years ago. Well, a number of years ago. I was a big fan of this song when it first came out. And I'm still a big fan of it. I think he's really transitioned it really, really well. To me now. It's a great reworking. You're never truly alone. It's so good. It's such a great reimagining of a song that was great on its own merits. And if you want to listen to the original version of Listen, you can still find it on Spotify and online under Zach's previous stage name, Mulcahy. And I'm so happy that he gave this song another go, a new lease on life. It's just such a great song. And that's the thing, right? Great songs will always be great, I suppose, regardless of what you do with it. Regardless of how you rework it, a great song will always be great. Although, I may have to eat some of my words on that one, because we have listened to some truly awful covers. But maybe this kind of supports my whole thing of, if you're going to do a cover, you have to completely rework it and make it completely your own. There's no real... You can't really copy it a little bit, if that makes sense. You have to either do it identically or completely differently. He's a very good songwriter. I do like Zach a lot. And you should too. In fact, if you don't know who I'm talking about, you should go and watch the Casually in Conversation episode where Zach and I talk about music and his transition from folk to electronica, and his songwriting journey there. You should go and watch that, and it deserves your views because it's got Zach in it and he's such a nice guy. It's kind of a nice companion song for Jungle as well. That he released not too long ago, like a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if we listened to it. I hope that we did, but I don't know if we did. But yeah, this is a nice companion piece for Jungle, with the theme of like my head is a jungle and I can't breathe, and this is all about listening to me. Yeah, I think it's a nice companion tune. Yeah, it still holds up. Still a quality song. Zach, if you are watching, great job again, and can't wait to hear more of your music. Maybe even reimaginings of some of those older songs, because I think that maybe there's something to be done there. All right. Also, friend of the show, Ro. Ro has not been on the show yet, but I don't want to kind of say that she will be on the show or anything like that. That's not the intention at all when I say yet. But Ro has not been on the show in terms of Casually in Conversation, but Ro was very kind to send me some pre-release stuff for her last song, her last big release, Cinema, which was a very sweet, very poignant song about living in cities where people routinely jump off bridges and then life goes on, etc., etc. So yeah, this is a new one. This one came out again today. It's brand new. I was actually listening to Ro on a walk this evening. As I was walking my dog around, I was listening to some songs from her first album, and I felt like the electric guitar songs were probably, I don't want to say better than anything else on there, but I think that she really kind of excels in the electric guitar songs that have a full band as well. But this is lovely. I like those delicate notes with the delay on it there. And it looks like this is another lovely full band song. Some cutting lyrics here. Holy molies. Her voice is so great as well. It's just lovely, delicate vocals. Oh, this is a nice build. Will there be a resolution here? Just gonna leave you hanging. Alright. There's an element of Boy Genius to this. It's a little bit laugh track. So that's a bit of Phoebe Bridgers and the National in there. But what was the Boy Genius when we listened to Afraid of Heights? Is that what it was called? The backing vocals here as well. Very subtle, very elevating in terms of the song. It's great. It's great. Although I think that I Swear I'm Happy part is probably trying to convince herself maybe a little bit more, musically speaking, than us. Yeah, lovely song. Ro, if you're watching, great job again. That's another quality tune. And again, I look forward to hearing more from you as it comes. Although I think that you mentioned before that you were burnt out in the press release stuff from touring previously and from a previous album. So take your time. If you keep releasing stuff like that periodically, sure, that's enough. All right, this is a song called All by Snow Patrol from the album All. Is that a new album? Is that actually a new album or is it a new single? It's 3 tracks. It's a single. Have they got a new album coming? The Forest is the Path. That's the new album. It's coming out in 34 days, 3 hours, 18 minutes, and 24 seconds. 23, 22. It's not a love song. Gary doesn't sound as bright as he used to sound. He sounds a little bit duller. But that's okay, he's getting on a little bit, getting a little bit older. These kinds of things happen. I mean, I certainly don't sound as good as I sounded when I was in my 20s. This is quite good, though. Yeah, this is quite nice. I quite like this. It is a love song after all. Yeah. The fake out, Gary. The fake out. This is quite pleasant, but I didn't really feel it exit from the chorus into the verse. It's a little bit samey. But I think some of Snow Patrol's biggest songs have been a little bit samey. Like All I Have. That's a really samey song. It's the same 4 chords throughout the whole thing, if I recall, from the days when I was in a cover band and we used to perform it. And then the same goes for Run, I think it is. Is this a little bit like Run? Light up, as if you have a choice, even if you cannot hear my voice, I'll be right beside you, dear. Yep, it's very similar. Louder, louder, and we'll run for our lives. But I just can't understand why you can't raise your voice to say. Yeah, it's very similar. And obviously I don't know all the words to Run. It's perfectly pleasant though, you know. I mean, they've been around for a long time. I suppose there's nothing really wrong too much with going back to the well. Alright. That is that. It just kind of stops. It just kind of finishes. Nothing really too exciting there in terms of the ending. But it's a perfectly pleasant song if it's not just Run Again. A really good album even. Let's listen to some Smashing Pumpkins. This is their first track released since they got their new guitarist, I believe. Yeah, this is their new guitarist. She was a YouTuber, I believe. She basically grew up playing all of their songs, similar to myself. And they had basically like not open rehearsals, but like an open invitation for people to send in applications. This couldn't be an album with her on it, because she joined too recently, I think. But that's a cool story for her, though. Let's find out. Yeah, it doesn't look like she was on it. Yeah, Katie Cole did additional backing vocals, for looks of things. So yeah, she didn't perform on this. I think it was too recent, but I presume for touring, she'll be front and center. This is cool, though. I must listen to the rest of this, actually. Because if the rest of the album's like this, then it might be something that I want to start learning again. Because Smashing Pumpkins are one of those bands that really made me want to take up playing guitar and rocking out and playing some alt grunge and stuff. Yeah, Bullet with Butterfly Wings is a big one. And of course, Zero then as well. We performed that in one of my old bands to fill out the set. It was a great one. Yeah, that's good. I like that. I'm going to have to listen to the rest of that album. But yes, also Zero. That was a great song. A fun song to perform live as well. Yeah, people used to love that. They used to go nuts for it. All right, let's listen to The Offspring. Did we listen to this one already? Or is this from the album? Is the album? No, it's the album, isn't it? Did we listen to that one? Make It Alright? I think we did. All right, let's listen to Light It Up. We'll go with it. Now, Dexter, I can't imagine he sounds like this live. This is pretty good punk, though, as opposed to like the 80s-ish style sound of the other song, Make It Alright. This is very much classic Offspring, in my opinion. Like, this is when they really kind of developed their sound, in my opinion, on Ixnay and the Hombre. And then it continued into Americana, Conspiracy of One. What was the one with the statue on the cover? It wasn't Smash, because Smash was their first album. What was it? Gotta keep scrolling. Splinter, that's the one. I wasn't a big fan of Splinter, though. This is a cool middle. Cool change. Oh, is this the Eastern? Yeah, it is. Every album by The Offspring has a song that has an Eastern-sounding riff on it. And we found the one on this new album. Because I think it was on Come Out and Play that there was a... and that was the Eastern-sounding riff on that album. That's a class drum fill. The drums actually sound really kind of... Flat is the wrong word. Maybe a little bit subdued a little bit. In terms of the toms, I think that there's a bit too much maybe deadening the sound there. For my liking. But I think it sounds really good. It sounds great. Yeah, I like that. It's not enough to get me excited about the album, unfortunately. But I think that that's really good. But 50% success rate so far from The Offspring. in the lead up to releasing the new album. It's not quite good enough for me. All right, let's listen to Justice Will Shine On by Serge Tankian. Serge writes good songs. And the thing about Serge is that he doesn't always sound like System. Obviously, similarities, but he does enough to really kind of distinguish himself from the band, I think. Like, this isn't quite as aggressive as a straight System song would be. Let's see what that album cover looks like. Pretty good. This is powerful, man. Particularly in line with what's happening in Palestine at the moment. Yeah, I mean, this is probably more about the Armenian genocide than... I mean, it's a similar theme across both, but I just know that Serge is very passionate and very conscious of raising awareness about the Armenian genocide and like spreading that story, because people don't often think about it or know about it, and about genocide that occurs all over the world that isn't spoken about on the news and the like. I love it. Oh, that's great. Oof. He's some man. He's some songwriter. Some vocalist, some songwriter, you know? Big finish. Oh, I liked the gentle tippy taps on the hi-hat there. Ooh. Wow. I think that's an interesting ending, considering that I've been reading a little bit of his book and the conversations that he had exactly with his grandfather about life in Armenia and the like, and the suppose the standard of living over there at that time. Yeah, poignant for him, I imagine, and you know, I think we spoke, myself and Knoeline spoke about this before, that you know, music is therapy when you make it, you know. That's kind of what it's there for. I am aware that we're only about halfway through this list, but there's nothing too much. They fucking ruined my fucking release radar. They stole my account. Those pricks. Stained have a new song. Look, I can't get involved in that right wing grift. But what I'm going to do is pull up Knoeline Keane, and Knoeline has a new song. For What by Knoeline Keane. Let's give this a listen. And this is brand new. This came out, yeah, like today. Oh, I like the synth in here. This is pretty art. Oh, I think I know where that is. Yeah, that's yeah. This is classic Knoeline. By that I mean it's great. She's so good at guitar generally, like keeping her own personal bass line going in there. She's just great. She's a great guitarist, great songwriter. Her vocals are great as well. They're like the diction is so good. It's so definitive. It kind of reminds me of Springsteen in Dancing in the Dark when he says that he wants to change his clothes, his hair, his face. And of course, Bruce is a big influence of Knoeline's. Yeah, it's lovely. It's just lovely songwriting. And the synth in the background. Yeah, it's just lovely. It's just a great song. Like, Knoeline just writes really good music, you know? Like, Get out there and support Knoeline Keane. She writes good songs. She might make you sad, but sad in a good way. Alright, and that is today's Release Radar review. As I said, we didn't get through loads of stuff in the actual Release Radar list. You know, we only got like to the 14th song or 13th song or whatever. Part of the songs here, but there was some exciting stuff. There was some interesting stuff in here. So I would say that overall, that's quite a good Release Radar review, although, again, there was the person who compromised my account and now ruined some of it. And look, there's going to be some stuff in here that is going to be interesting for us to listen to next time around, hopefully, because, you know, Spotify isn't particularly good at clearing stuff out that I've already listened to. But we are going to leave it there, folks. Thank you very much for stopping by. Thank you very much for hanging out with me while we listen to some brand new music. A lot of brand new Irish music as well, which is amazing. I love to be able to support the Irish music scene. If you like what I do here, please do hit the like button. Please do hit that subscribe button as well to subscribe to the channel and have these kinds of videos and more dropped directly into your subscriber feed as and when they are uploaded and ready to go and released. Leave me comments in the comment section below because I always love to see your comments. But we'll leave it there. Thank you all very much for stopping by and for hanging out, as I said, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.